Okay, well, hello again. Here we are. Thank you, thank you, thank you. This is the 16th of June, and it's been very cold. So just for a minute, we'll talk about the weather. Yet the BBC and the Met Office are denying it. They say, oh, it's close to normal, slightly cold. Look, it's been extremely cold. They are denying the fact of actual global cooling, which is coming to the world, and Britain as well. They lie and lie and lie about the weather, just about everything else. And of course, people can see it's a lie now for the weather. 4 years ago, when I talked about man-made climate change is a pack of lies, I was called a conspiracy theorist. Now people know that they are lying, and they understand they're lying on everything else, which makes this election more important than ever. And I want to thank Haiku for raising all the issues he did, and also Haiku actually does really debate. You understand? He really does debate. You have questions, you have answers, you have for and against, and you discuss, and people change their minds. On the 16th of May 2020, I was arrested here, and Haiku was saying, well, you know, at that time maybe we should have these lockdowns, all that sort of stuff. 4 or 5 months later, he appeared on a demo and said, Piers, you were 95% right. Okay, so he learned, and he's a fantastic speaker. And the point is, everybody has to be prepared to change their minds. Saying we don't want to listen to this or that, we refuse to look at the facts, is wrong. It's against science, it's against democracy. Okay, now what we need now, we have this election. This is the most important election, I would say, since the end of the Second World War. Because the belief in the major parties is tumbling. We have to stand for A, B, C. Anybody but the circus. The circus itself is the poison. The choice they offer you. Oh, are we going to do Labour this time and Tory this time, or Lib Dem? That is all poison, because they conjure up differences between the parties in order to make you vote just for that one in case the other one does this or that. It's a trick, because whatever happens, the same result happens in Parliament, because the Israeli lobby tells them what to do. We've seen it in plain sight. Keir Starmer told what to do. The Speaker of the House of Commons then overruling centuries of debate protocols, and allowing a amendment that came on after the proper one. Without going into details, what he did was totally against their own procedures in order to not pass a clear resolution opposing genocide. This is corruption. What we need in Parliament is accountability, and I will be there, and I'm standing as a candidate in Southwark and Bermondsey for democracy, accountability, and I'll read through the key points we are on. And if you want to know, get these leaflets, go to the website mentioned on them, or the Telegram group simpler. Piers for Bermondsey, MP, number. Piers number 4, Bermondsey, MP. Right, well, the key points we're talking about is, as I say, do not vote for the circus. Anybody but for the circus. Don't vote for Labour, Tory, Lib Dem, Green, or Reform. Now there's some people around think, oh, Piers, Reform is an alternative. No! Reform are funded by the Israeli lobby in order to confuse you and defend genocide. That is what it's about. Do not vote for Reform whatsoever. They are all the circus. Do not choose between them. If you haven't got a good independent or workers' party to vote for, don't vote. Go in there and spoil your ballot paper. Scrawl across it. Peace now. End the ultra-low emission zone. Accountability. No, the Greens are just the same. They're responsible for the lies about climate, which is there to take you into a dungeon, a dystopia of taxation on carbon, of monitoring your carbon footprint, of making you have digital ID in order to monitor your carbon footprint. That is what it's about. It's about tyranny. When the Ecology Party was taken over and changed into the Green Party, that was the end of a democratic environmental movement. Right, so the key 4 points we're talking about. And these apply in many places. I'm sure Heiko agrees with these, but you know, he's doing mainly actual debates, which is fine. We have started debates in Southwark as well. We had one in the library. It was just a launch to give some, make some big videos, short videos, and you can find them on that website I mentioned. But apart from the right to debate and the proper debates we want, and we will have some hustings, and there are some already agreed, but they're slower off the mark in Bermondsey than they have been in Putney for these publicly organised ones involving the community groups, which is interesting. So, the 4 points I'm standing on: peace now. Oppose all the giving of weapons by the British government to Israel. Let's understand, if there's no profit in war, then there wouldn't be any more wars. There's massive profits in wars. So, in Parliament I'll be saying, you've got to tax the warmongers, you've got to do this, you've got to do that. End all the investment, any government investment in war business. That has to end. Imagine, tell all the councils they've got to stop investing in different operations involving the war. Or the banks which are investing most in the war, boycott them. Loads and loads of things can be done, and in Parliament I would do it. So total opposition to the genocide, total opposition to cooperation with Israel on that, and also exposing what is happening in the Ukraine, as mentioned by Heiko. As we speak, Britain is at war with Russia in the Ukraine, and they're keeping that secret. One reason they talk about Gaza all the time, apart from the fact they can't keep the lid on it, is they to talk about what's happening in Ukraine. They want to keep you away from that, because on day one after the election, body bags will be coming back, and Starmer will be there justifying Britain supporting NATO. So I'm saying we've got to leave NATO, leave NATO. And the other things happening, like the bombing of the Yemen, Britain's involved in that. That is an utter disgrace. Women, children bombed indiscriminately. So that's my peace campaign. Second one, decent housing for all. Look, how, you say? What? How can we do that? Look, the fact is now, at this moment in time, in this epoch since the beginning of time, the beginning of man, it's the cheapest time to build housing. Construction has never been cheaper and more efficient. But we have the biggest housing crisis in London we've ever had. How can that be? Well, the main reason is, in terms of the councils, they're cooperating, collaborating with developers, money launderers, to destroy community and replace it with tower blocks and remove council housing. So our answer to that is, we'll have a crash programme of council building all over the country, secure council housing. And we will have laws against destruction of community, any communities, for any planning application. We will just veto them. That's what I would do. I'll press in Parliament for new laws on planning. And furthermore, we'd have action against the money laundering operations in London, which are causing houses to go up in price and stay empty while going up in price. There's some in Oxford Street where they're selling for £2 million each at two-bedroom flats, and they change hands and the prices go up, but nobody moves in. An empty property in a speculative market is worth more than one that's occupied. Understand, it's a game. So we would just tax to the death all those people owning those properties, keeping them empty. The result of that would be speculation would go down, house prices would go down, rent levels would go down. The powers that be do not want that. Third one, ending all the ultra-low emission zone and all the zoning, all the 15-minute cities. That is to create prisons for us all. And I say, in terms of the ultra-low emission zone, It won't end just by begging politicians to be on your side, because right now they will not do anything. They will talk about it. But there's an answer from below. If we have answers from below for anything, we must do it. And it is drive at will, do not pay, take down the cameras. Let's join in, do that again. Drive at will, do not pay, take down the cameras. Right, thank you on that one. The fourth one is stop all the diktats of the World Health Organization and the World Economic Forum. They are the Zionist machine which is moving to take us all over. And you know, that includes no more lockdowns, no more jabbing programs, and the ending of these 5G towers, because these things are dangerous. So we don't want any more 5G pollution. We don't want the 5G, 4G installed in the tubes. That will make people ill on the tubes. There's a whole lot of things I would raise in Parliament. I would ask questions that no one has ever asked. But the practicalities, let's see. For the WHO, people are saying WHO, the people say no. Tremendous. We carry on like that. And the World Health Organization new treaty is actually much weaker than the WHO and the WF wanted. That is a fantastic victory. And I want to applaud all those people around the world who have been standing up. But we know they will be back. So we've got to think about what to do when they will be back. And I think what we should do is boycott doctors who are admitting they will be prepared to take money for more jabs from the WHO. We've got to have a campaign for honest doctors, accountable doctors, and end WHO doctors. Boycott, let's say that. Boycott WHO doctors. Boycott WHO doctors. Boycott WHO doctors. Right, well, we better get to the end soon, but we've got to do a new leaflet. We've got one I've just given out. We want one to go around the whole of the constituency. And when I said things like this on the 16th of August 2020, I was called a mad conspiracy theorist. I've appeared once on television, once and once only, August the 20th, the day after a big rally. I was interviewed by Piers Corbyn, right? And despite it was 4 against 1, I got points across and they thought, no, we're never going to have Piers Corbyn again on television. And that's what happened. I've had GB News, all sorts of people said, Piers, yeah, we'll have you on tomorrow. No, never, 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 never have they had me on, because I could floor those filthy, lying scum.
Hear, hear, hear. Round of applause.
So, we want accountable media. Accountable media. Accountable media. So, what was I saying? Yes. Money! Yes, I mentioned what we want in the middle of this leaflet. So please, 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 people, I plead with you, we need money at the latest by Wednesday. We need another 1,600 quid or maybe 1,500 now. We need it. But look, 40 times 40 is 1,600. 40 people giving 40 quid each, that's not beyond the bounds of possibility. If you can do it, you'll be interviewed. I'm speaking to you watching this. But people here, there's a money box there. Look, there's already some money in. There's already some money in. But please, please, give generously. Give generously. Is that a lozenge or a fiver? It's a lozenge. I thought you were getting a fiver out to put in there. Oh, no, thank you. Okay, but please, we desperately need this money. So many people have had money before, none. Talking, yes. Money, no. We've got to do something, please, people. Anyone watching, please. It's easy. Go to the Telegram site, as I mentioned.
Piers, this gentleman's cringing.
Piers for
He's cringing.
He's cringing. Piers for Bermondsey, number 4 Bermondsey MP. Or you can go directly to the...
Who's standing against you?
Neil Coyle. The United Front, not UK. There's a donor button on there. Just go and pay. People standing against me? Well, the main one is Neil Coyle. Labour. Well, there's a Labour, Tory, Lib Dem, Green. Yeah, and there is one other independent, but he's on my side. So he's giving out leaflets, but he'll give out our leaflets too. And he's called Barry Duckett, and he's a great guy, a fantastic tenants activist, and I've worked alongside him for the last 30 years. So, you know, it's not a problem in standing against nominally, because he will increase the votes, and most of the votes he increases will go to me. Some can vote for him, great. He will lose his deposit, I will get my deposit back, minimum. But we can actually win. There's so many people we met. And Shani was there today. People coming up to us, walking back, taking leaflets. Look, that's never happened before when I've been in elections as an independent. Never. We couldn't. Haiku could maybe even win his party. I don't know. I really don't know. But, you know, you're making a noise there when the other candidates are scared of the noise.
What's your name?
And Neil Coyle, where's he been? I don't know. He was drunk in Parliament. He was expelled from Labour even for being drunk in Parliament. And Starmer expects people to vote for him again. Why should they? Look, anybody watching, ask yourself, why should you vote for that incumbent, liar, thieving, corrupt thief? Because they all are. They all are. Oh, this. Oh, it should be in front of me. Yes. There's my PR lady there. Janie, thank you very much. Oh, I know why. It was so I could read what I wrote. Well, all right. There we are. Correct. So please give some money. And to repeat, just to end, what will happen on day one, assuming that Starmer gets in, I don't think he could get defeated in his own constituency, and I would support Weiss in his own constituency, who's an Islamist candidate. He will turn out the Islamist vote. The other one, Feinstein, is a great guy on war issues, but he's in fact bound up with the WHO through his campaigners. So I think there's a complication. You can't vote for anyone that's part of the WHO. It doesn't make any sense. So please, whatever, vote for real opposition. And day one, I would say, what will happen if Starmer is the leader? There could be chaos in Parliament from independents. If Harker's there, I'm there, my brother's there, Andrew Bridgen's there, George Galloway's there. We will be asking questions which no one else would ask, and would challenge any renewal of the war. And there will be a renewal of wars. Starmer will declare there's a war going on, the body bags will be back from Ukraine, and he will want more and more support for conscription or something crazy. And we say no to NATO, no to NATO, no to NATO. And to end, I will be there asking questions that no one's been prepared to ask. I mean, one question could be boring for some, but look, everyone's asking, where is Kate? Why aren't they asking about Kate?
She was on telly a couple of days
You might
ago.
not want to.
Yesterday. She was at the coronation yesterday.
Well,
not the coronation, whatever it is.
birthday.
Yeah,
She was there yesterday. She was.
Their faces. I don't believe it. Anyway, we've seen those.
yesterday.
We've seen those videos.
He's a flake.
She was there yesterday.
You understand?
You don't watch the Royal News.
No, I do not. that film of her sitting on a seat.
Yeah, but she didn't watch. She was there yesterday. Don't worry about it.
It did look
I
like
don't.
standing on a balcony.
The old world tour.
Why was there all that fake stuff though?
Anyway, okay, look, let's go on to the other more important questions I would be asking. It's about details of investment in the war effort, the genocide, who's in charge, and the government has to end it. And man-made climate change doesn't exist. I would demand a proper debate in Parliament on man-made climate change. We've had lots of talk, and attempts to have them sort of debates outside in the meeting rooms, but you know, I would bring that to the fore. And anyone who's got questions they want to ask, come to me, or me and Heiko if he's there, and we would raise them in Parliament. We want accountable democracy, we want peace in Gaza, and for the general fight back, I'll end up with our favourite slogan, apart from pay now into the box, it is resist, defy, do not comply. Thank you.
They give us Piers Corbyn.
So, please, there we are, look, 20 quid now. Any more for any more?
Any more?